would you take it for what it is that the community of people think it is when you hear people say we are dating? Often than not, you think that, yeah, they are in a relationship, most likely leading to marriage. And when I call you out and say, let's have a date, what am I talking about? A date is intentionally planned, purposeful meeting for an event that has a steady time and it also has a goal to achieve. Probably I feel like take you out on a date and we just want to talk about things, catch up on things that we have missed in the past or things that we are just getting exposed to, and then that's all about it. Good day wherever you are. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Aderoju Adeyemo. Welcome to Tibiba Spotlight, where we bring to you book reviews that are informative and transformative. All right, today we are going to be talking about something wonderful and it's beautiful too. But a thought comes to mind and I feel that I should share with you. What do you think when someone comes to you and says, I am having a date? Does it sound differently when somebody comes and says, I am dating someone, or myself and that girl, we are dating? Have you have you heard words like that or statements like that? And yeah, somebody now comes and says, we are courting, both of us, or myself and that person are courting. What makes the difference in these three statements? Do you know that the understanding of a concept actually informs the reality that comes from that concept when people apply them to life? So if you don't understand what it means to um, interact, when you really find yourself interacting, you will do it wrongly. Or if you don't really understand what it means to communicate, when you really find yourself communicating by the reality of life, you do it wrongly. So if you don't know what it means to have a date, be dating, or be in a courtship, or be courting, most often than not, you will go wrongly when these things come to you in reality. So when you find people mismanage either of these concepts in their life realities, practically they do not have the real understanding of these things in reality. So what are we talking about? We are going to be discussing a book today which brings all of these ideas to art, and I want you to peruse that thought first of all. Would you take it for what it is that the community of people think it is when you hear people say we are dating? Often than not, you think that, yeah, they are in a relationship, most likely leading to marriage. They want to get married, or you think they have this amorous relationship that may not lead to anywhere. And when I call you out and say, let's have a date, what am I talking about? A date is intentionally planned, purposeful meeting for an event that has a steady time and it also has a goal to achieve. Probably I feel like take you out on a date and we just want to talk about things, catch up on things that we have missed in the past or things that we are just getting exposed to, and then that's all about it. But this act of dating, as often used by many, is a product of eventful meetings that are consistent, oftentimes the hide and seek. And then, people gather, people come together, of course, a male and a female come together to have a date at a particular time and again it happens, and it becomes the central point of their interaction, and they take having a date consistently to mean dating. We often have dates, then it informs what they take for dating. So when you see persons coming into a relationship and the girl always would think for you to take her out, our mindset is we should keep having dates, since what we are doing is dating. I hope you catch that. I hope you are able to catch that, right? So don't blame them when they feel that you should take her out every weekend at least. She wants dates and she believes you're dating. All right, all right. And somehow it is what has become so common in the use and practically in the appreciation of that concept. It is wrong. It is not true. All right. But then what happens when it is courtship? This is going to lead us to the book that we have in review today on Tibiba Spotlight. And this is the book. Now, this is Courtship. Now, This is Courtship is a book written by Sunday Anani, and it is an amazing read for everyone who really, really wants to understand what it means to be in courtship. Taking it a step further, Sunday Anani takes us into specificity when it comes to Christian courtship. And I think that it is where you really find the model of the holistic design for a relationship that is leading to marriage, where exactly God has given the perfect design. And without that template, believe me, you might just find out that you have wasted a lot of time thinking you had an amazing time courting with your partner. And so now this is courtship suggests to us that there are tendencies you have engaged yourself in things that are really, really not what courtship should be or what courtship should look like. This book is not just a book to validate your thoughts. I listened to a man say that if you're reading in the books that help you to get knowledge happen to only validate what you know, or probably build walls around your thought process, probably you have not really achieved the purpose of reading, or you did a little and you didn't really maximize the purpose of reading. More than that, reading should not only validate what you think you know, reading should consistently inform you of what you think you know and what you don't know about what you think you know, and also what you don't even know at all that now you should know. Reading will probably devalidate what you're used to knowing sometime and revalidate what you actually should get to know. So this book is not going to pamper, to pat you at the back. It is going to tell you succinctly and clearly what actually courtship should be, especially when you're a Christian. And so if you want to engage courtship according to the model that is, oftentimes we think there should be many ways into the marketplace, like, the very popular Yoruba that you say. However, when it comes to marriage, while there might be various realities in marriage, there are designed patterns that actually work in courtship, leading to godly marriage, especially. And so, before I delve into the enigma of this book, I want to tell you that really it is one thing to have a good content, but if you presented a plate of delicious food to me and the plate, the edges of the plate around is laced with filth, I don't want to know how beautiful. Is it beautiful now? I don't want to know how delicious, spicy that your food can be. I cannot eat that food because it is not well presented. And that is what Tibiba does to every book that comes our way. TibibaBooks.com has a shelf of multiple books where books are published, books that are published from Tebiba. Books that are published by Tebiba are often loaded up, and books from elsewhere that we really have worked on and take excellent co- um, that we really have worked on and take interest in. So this book is an amazing one by Tebiba Publisher, and you really, really want to read. You can see the intentional design, the pages, the leaves are well crafted for the purpose of the content itself. It is not amazing when you open a book that talks about love and everything you see feels like puzzle. No, if there is no emblematic meaning to it, the book that talks about courtship should really draw you closer to understanding what courtship is. And this is what you see from the back cover of this book: a fruitful courtship, to the interior design of the book that has chosen a very great um, formatting, that can really help you to assimilate and take in the understanding that you need from the book. Maximize just every bit of the information in the book. So clearly, well, we would have answers to all our puzzles, all our questions when it comes to courtship when we engage. Now, this is Courtship by Sunday Anani. For your information, Sunday Anani is an amazing leader that you really need to meet when it comes to marriage counseling, courtship, and relationship at large. He has been into this for so many years, and is an author who has published several books on this same topic. He's a man within the professional space and also the man within ministerial space, where courtship and marriage topics are treated intentionally as being sent by God, and also bringing them very close to human realities. So where there is need for spiritual input, he excellently brings it in, and where there is need for practical designs that make courtship and marriage work, he is a master of it. So you should look up Sunday Anani on Facebook. You would really have access to a lot of his information, a lot of his videos, a lot of his articles on courtship, marriage, and relationship. Of course, I'm privileged to have access to his handle, and one time I was able to look into his profile. He uploaded a video, and he was wearing a shirt with this design. Now this is courtship. Now this is courtship. He was able to explain a subtle and yet important idea that you would find elaborately explained in this book, where the thought that you are godly, you love God even deeply, should already settle or answer to having a smooth courtship and relationship or marriage at large. No, there is a lot that you need to learn: communication, intellectual discourses within the space of marriage, intelligent conversations within the space of courtship, and also answering to questions that are not necessarily coming from your opinion. Somebody asked me a question: would you rather get into a relationship with somebody that is not as smart, or somebody that is equally cerebral as you are? The answer is, bro, let us have the beautiful problem of having to solve problems. It makes us better than have someone, oh, yes, yes, no two way to it, no consideration. How do you want to go? So in a relationship, there is a way to managing conflict, and this is part of just a snippet of what you would really maximize reading through this book. Now let me give you a sneak peek. On the page 40 of this book, Anani writes, "It is you that will be called on daily to love your spouse. You are the one who will submit to your spouse. You are the one who will make the sacrifices that will make the home a success. You are the one who will put food on the table. You are the one who will encourage your spouse when they are discouraged. Throughout your marriage, it is you and your spouse that will be needed to stand strong. It is you and your spouse that will confront and defeat the storm. Now, this is a book that gives you an envisage into the practicality of marriage while in the process of courtship, so that you are informed and you practically prepare for what you are heading towards. So courtship in this case, coming back to where we started from, is not just let's see how it is going to be. It is not a test run. It is not a game. It is a purposeful direction towards marriage based on an agreement between two. Don't forget the popular scripture that says, can two walk together or walk together except they agree? The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. It starts with an agreement that we are heading towards marriage. And for this reason, we are going to do everything against the backdrop of this our agreement. So it has to start from somewhere purposeful. It is not just dating. According to Eva Hillouis, she wrote a book titled "The End of Love." She discussed the classic Israeli and capitalist mindset towards relationship, and she alludes or explains about dating. She believes that dating is just an expression where emotional and infatuational dominance takes place, not necessarily because there is a mutual passion to grow and build something together. So it is just to fulfill a feeling part time, that is dating. But when it comes to courtship, it is devout, it is committed, it is purposeful, and it has where it is headed. And this is what Sunday Anani has really, really brought clarity to in this book. Now, this is courtship. Whatever you've been doing before now, whatever you have engaged yourself in within the space of your relationship with your partner, with somebody particularly, then you can bring it on the screen of this book and check with this yardstick, because it is not just from head knowledge. It is inspired, it is instructive, it is equally scriptural, and it is educative, and it is also practical. Here you can place your thought aside and learn something new, and you can also place your knowledge side by side. This holistic design for courtship. People who make money illegally, for instance, it says, this does not require thinking twice. The day you confirm they are making money illegally is the day you should run for your dear life. If you don't run for your life, you may pay with your life. Paying with your life here does not only mean death, it could mean life in jail, which is costly too. Imagine how straight and direct this book helps you to identify. I have seen people ask questions like, how about my fiancé smokes, drinks, has characters, anger issues, and they come back to apologize after some behavioral tendencies, and this and this and this and this and that. This book answers your riddle. However, this is just an instance. You found out that somebody is building your relationship, your courtship, on something that is as detrimental as fraudulent means of income. It is as straight as what Sunday Anani has just instructively said. Of course, you will get context to this discussion when you open the book and get a copy. All right, as you're ready, and I know you're ready to get a copy for yourself, you can look up Sunday Anani on Facebook, reach out to him for your copy, or call out at tebibabooks.com, or call out at tebibabooks.com. Of course, you will find a copy for yourself. When you're ready to engage yourself in a courtship that is purposeful, direct to marriage, and is going to be fulfilling for a lifetime, then you should pick a book that is written from clear instruction and clear direction and clear experience that will really, really sustain your courtship. Yeah, come on, read this book now and, start engaging a purposeful courtship. Now, this is courtship. I don't know whatever you have engaged yourself in before now, but now this is courtship. Let's read. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Aderoju Adeyemo. This is the Bible Spotlight, where we bring to you books that are informative and transformative to you. All right, get glued and yeah, drop your comment, share with everybody, and also be free to subscribe to this channel for more reviews on books that would not only be reviewed but would also be informative and transformative to you. Once again, my name is Emmanuel Aderoju Adeyemo. Hi, I'm the voice of Tebiba.